Hello there. Good morning. How are you? Did you get through Christmas? I was celebrating your success. Are you feeling worse for wear? If you're drinking, is today another drinking day? Surely we're having a day off today. How about I suggest a pamper day? Hello. A pamper day, it's a perfect day to pamper yourself with all of the things you got for Christmas, right? So get them all out of the box, rub the foot cream in, get the fluffy socks on, and start pampering yourself. And if you didn't get anything to pamper yourself, then I'm going to give you a recommended cart. I'm going to do some tele shopping. What do you call it? Yeah, shopping. Hello, Claire Thompson, Sarah Jackson, how are you doing? Because I have a side hustle. If you have an online business, or even if you haven't got an online business, it's brilliant to have a side hustle. And I'll tell you my thought process behind it, right? Any problem that I solve or that you solve creates another problem, right? So if I say, okay, I didn't drink over Christmas, so what did you drink instead, right? Or if you think about it, like if people say, well, I need Prosecco because it picks me up when I need energy, I have got something to solve that. Or you might think, I'm trying to think, oh yes, coffee. I would rely on coffee, right? And it made us anxious. I didn't know that, but the coffee was what made me feel anxious. So now I have coffee protein shakes, right? So I enjoy the taste of a coffee, but instead of having that dehydrated anxiety, an hour or two later, I'm actually getting 20 vitamins or minerals into me with my breakfast, you know? So it's about thinking, what problems do you create in that you can solve with a side hustle? Okay, so it's not a separate entity. Your clients that you're selling to with your number one business could potentially be your clients for the next side hustle that you have. So it shouldn't become twice the work. You just become more resourceful. Because if you're using these things yourself, like I am, these things have solved the problems that I had. And so then I'm just sharing that with you guys. And obviously I'm growing on it because I'm learning so much more. Things like the RE9 cream. Oh. So I'm trying new products every month and I'm saying, oh my God, that's amazing. What a lovely pamper treat. And then what I'm doing is at a night time, when instead of sitting having a glass of wine, I get out the shower and I sit and I rub this all over myself, you know? So it's actually supporting the long-term goal that you've got as well, right? And on the side of that, you can start sharing the products with your friends. So it's a win-win, win-win. Right, so today, what did I do? I've got up and I'm having my protein shake. This is also good because my understanding is when we get to a certain age, it's really important for us to start building our muscles. So as part of my exercise regime, I don't go running. I'm not up for that, really. I'm not here for that. I like yoga and stretching, and I also like walking. I walk my dog every day. And weightlifting, I've got weights, small weights, and I've got some quite good guns coming up, right? Might show you one day. What else have I got? Oh, my hula hoop. I haven't been hula hooping for a long time because I put it upstairs. It was in the kitchen. And when it was in the kitchen, it was brilliant because I was just used to hula hoop when the kettle was boiling. Right? And I'd have favourite songs that Alexa would play. And it would be like 3 minutes. 3 minutes hula hooping. It didn't have to like take time out. I didn't have to drive to the gym, right? I didn't have to book a personal trainer. I just picked up the hula hoop while the kettle was boiling. And at first, well, actually the first couple of times that I used it, I was surprised at how good I was. It's because it's a heavy, it's a weighted hula hoop. It actually stays up much easier than the toy hula hoops. And I think doing all of these small things along with the protein, that helps to build your muscle. And my body started to change really quickly because I wasn't having the sugar with the wine. Instead, I was replacing it with something like this, which it wasn't as if I was replacing a meal. But because I was getting all of these vitamins and minerals, I didn't have those cravings that I used to have, like at 11 o'clock for crisps or bread. You know, whereas if I'd had a big drink or a drink, I would probably have wanted something like a fried egg sandwich. And then the bread would have made us want more bread. And I'm not anti-bread, right? I do have a post saying I used to blame the bread. But it's not, what I mean is I think it's something to do with your gut health. And I will be bringing on a nutritionalist sometime in the new year to help me with this, because I've done a little bit of research, but I want somebody to help back. I want an expert to back this up, because the other thing that you'll hear me recommend is kefir. Kefir. Now, I don't sell that, but you can get it in Tesco or Morrison's, and it's beside the yogurt or beside the milk, and it's like a cultured milk drink. And it does something to your gut health. It does something with the flora, whatever. It's like, what do you call it? Good bacteria. But it's more than just them Actimel drinks. It's more, it's cultured. And at first you don't like the taste, but I love it now. And over the last couple of days, because I've had a lot of bread, and I've had, obviously, whatever the hell I wanted, loads of cheese and cream and things that I wouldn't normally have. This morning I would be thinking, oh, I need to have some of that kefir. I need to have some of that to settle my stomach. So I would use it when I know my tummy isn't quite right. And I think that's the benefit of being alcohol free, because when you have these little pains or niggles, you know that it's not because of the alcohol. You know that it's something that, you could, oh, is it something I've ate? So I now know my body much better than I did before, because a lot of the time I would pin things on, oh, it's just the alcohol. Where now I've removed the alcohol, I know when I have, like, say, dairy, my stomach's not very happy the next day. So that's just sounds really sensible, but for me, that's about taking care of yourself and self-care and knowing yourself. And I like it. It feels like being a grown-up. I like all of that. I do like that, right? So you've had these vitamins and minerals. You've got this with your breakfast. You have a shower, and I've chewed. This is a little Christmas treat to myself. I have tried this shampoo, and mind, I've used it twice now. This is just the second time, but I didn't even use conditioner the last time. I just used this on its own, and my hair was just really nice and naturally curly. So I was well impressed. Today I've used this, and I've also used the True Hair treatment mask. So we're waiting to see what comes of that. It does feel quite nice. My hair feels like it's holding on to the water, but we'll see what happens. I like to just let it dry naturally and see what happens. Right, what we got here. Now, we also did some exfoliation on the skin, which is always nice to do. I don't like to do that every day because it's harsh on your skin. I've got a little spot there. And that's called Brighten Up, and it has apricot seeds in it. And that was a treat. I did put a little bit too much on, and it was all over, but you just need a tiny little bit. And then now what we're doing, oh, then I'd use this, right, because I'm going to be straight with you. I bought this cream. This is just a L'Oreal one, and it's really thick. Now, I don't know, I think my skin's probably it's not dry and it's not oily, but I need moisturizer on it, otherwise it feels like itchy a little bit across my forehead and across there. But I think cream's too thick, so I was cute and I bought this. Now this is actually a Retexturizing Serum Lotion, and I've put it on my face. And I know you probably shouldn't do that. Don't know why. Why not? But it's I like the texture of it. It's not as rich as the face one, so that's what I've done. Anyway, it's done now. It's done now. Nothing bad happened. No one came. So that's the RE9, and that's lovely. Oh, what a treat. What a nice treat. So do you pamper yourself like this? Are you up for this sort of thing? Or are you just like a wash and go girl? You know? Or maybe, you know, I don't know, do you have a proper setup with your cleanser, toner, moisturizer? What's your system? Are you interested in this sort of thing? And then what we'll do, moving on from there, they've also got makeup, would you believe? So before Christmas, I treat myself to a little bit of the makeup. And I'm going to put some on now for you. Makeup primer. Not that I'm going anywhere today. We are just chilling out. But I've been thinking about you. It's funny because we're both not drinking. It's been a new one. It's been different again, actually. Obviously, this is my 4th alcohol-free Christmas. 4th. And it does change things. It does. It changes everything. But it definitely changes things when you're both alcohol free. Oh, yeah, it does. It does. It would be very, very hard to accept going back now. Because it's just so relaxed. Just relaxed and chilled out. Right, so now this one, I think I might have messed up a little bit with this one because I feel like I bought the wrong colour. This is a CC cream and I got light. Now it's very, I think it's a bit orangey. It's not that it's not too light. I don't know if there was anything lighter than light. What do you reckon? I think I'm getting the wrong one. So I'm going back to my Old Faithful, sorry Arbonne, which is more of a pinky tone. Then that's like orangey, isn't it? And this is number 7, City Light Tinted Moisturiser. Tried a few times to get away from that, you know, and I can't. Let's go in with this and see what you think. It's actually got more of a grey tone than orangey. It's funny what you get used to, isn't it? I mean, it hardly makes that much difference, but I think because it's tinted moisturiser as well, it's not as heavy. It doesn't feel caked at all. My skin can breathe through it, so it probably doesn't cover much of me wrinkles or whatever. What's it supposed to cover? Blemishes. I don't know. I feel better with a bit of makeup on, do you? But I don't buy into the whole contouring and whatnot. I'm not up for that. I haven't got time for that. So just whap it on. Whap it on. I'm using my fingers today because I feel like this needs a wash. We might have to give that a bit of a wash for the new year. Just because I'm all exfoliated and fresh and clean, I don't want to use that on me nice skin. Right, now what? I hear you ask. Now what you're going to do? Well, we could go in with blusher all over and go all the way around here, but because we're not up for that either, we're just going to do our eyes and lips, and then we'll come back with a bit of lipstick as rouge. Right? Now what colour should we do? Are we feeling dramatic? I'm looking at the weather outside. Well, I've just got my loungewear on. Should we just go natural? We'll just be natural. So side hustle, have you got one? I tell you what I'm creating for this new year, a workshop. I'm going to do it 7 streams of income. 7 streams of income workshop, because I was given some very good advice, right? And I want to share it. And also, some of the decisions that I've made have been based on this strategy and this idea. And I think it's important that anybody who's wanting to create a certain business model that will help many people, which is what my intention is, you need to think ahead. Because if I was just doing one-to-one support, I couldn't sustain that. I wouldn't be able to help many people. And it wouldn't be right for me. It wouldn't be what would light me up. So I think how I've created things, the way that I've created them, is really helpful for anybody who wants to help lots of people. Right, so what colour we're going to go? We're going to go like a mauvey colour. I'm attracted to that one. Right. Because as well as this, as well as my programs and my coaching, I also have property. So property used to be like, oh, that's a brilliant idea to bring in money, you know, it's time leverage. The property's making me money whilst I'm asleep and all of that business. But that comes with lots of risks, doesn't it? And lots of costs. So it's about thinking, is that still the best solution? Is that still the right way to go? Or is there something else? So there's something not instead. It's something as well. So I suppose the property, the income from my property has enabled me the time to build this business and to explore the right way to serve you guys. And I think I've created it with my online program, because you can be learning while I'm asleep. You can be learning in 5 years' time something that I wouldn't have the energy to be still talking about, you know, because by pre-recording the information, it's live. I'll forget how it felt. You know, I want to be concentrating on moving on to the next stage for me. And I want to be moving on with the people who are ready to move on with me as well. So this Christmas is different because he's not drinking. And so I'm naturally feeling like I want to connect with the sober now what? People, the people who are already committed and who are convinced. And often, those of you who aren't drinking a lot, maybe just having something else to focus on, maybe having just some other hope, some other way of looking at life, a different perception of a different future might be enough. That might be enough for you, right? So that's why I'm bringing in things like my side hustle and my makeup, because my ideal client might be struggling with a business that she doesn't no longer want. That's where I was. Remember, my ideal client is me. It is me 2 years ago. You know, I know how that felt, because it was really hard to walk away from something that seemed like it was a success, but it was making me miserable. And it was because I had made the decision that I wanted to do that 10 years earlier. I needed something different now. It wasn't that there was something wrong with me. I had just moved on. I wanted to be able to move on to the next stage in my life. And that's what this is. It's moving on to what's next now. Who are you going to be? What's the next version of you? It's not about, you know, turning the tap on and off. You're drinking, you're not drinking. It's about moving on. That was a chapter. This is going to be the next chapter. And you get to choose. You get to choose. This is your choice. Right? And sometimes having something else to focus on like a side hustle. And the brilliant thing about Arbonne is you can weave it in. Are you more of a fitness, healthy lifestyle person where the shakes really excite you? Or are you more of a, is it the glamour of the makeup? Or is it like the self-care, pampering of the skincare, There's so many other parts to it, it has, you get a brochure with all the different products. I don't know, I think it's just nice to have a different side hustle and to try all the different things, and you can get as involved as you wanted to. So if your problem would be, I'm lonely, when people say I'm really lonely, like that breaks my heart. It breaks my heart, but there's no reason that anyone with an internet connection should be lonely. There's no reason for anyone to feel lonely. And I know it's hard to make friends with people. It's hard to make friends with people face to face, but it's really easy to make friends with people online. You just need to find something that some interest in you or some curiosity, and then find a group. There's a group about it. And if there isn't a group about it, make a group about it, and I'll help you with that. You shouldn't feel lonely. You should just be thinking, right, or if you're lonely, you should be thinking, right, what kind of person would you like to spend time with? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Like, you can be lonely in a room full of people if you're with the wrong people. It's about you exploring what side of yourself makes you feel passionate, because there would be places that I would go where I wouldn't feel like I could share my heart and feel like I'm motivating the people who aren't interested in being motivated. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to stand on the street corner and try and motivate anyone. I'm here to motivate the people who want lasting change. In fact, I'm here to encourage the people who are already motivated, right? I'm not here to do it for you. I'm not here to drag you out of bed. I'm here to say, what about this? Does this make you curious? Would this keep you interested? Rather than hitting you with a stick, I'm here with a carrot and saying, imagine this. Imagine how you could share this. Would this excite you? Do you have people in your network that would be interested in buying makeup or protein? I give this to my little boy. He's all about getting a six-pack, and this is something we're exploring together. And it's interesting because he'll see something on YouTube, we go, Mom, then people on there are drinking that shake, and it's like, it's bringing in the conversation to him about healthy lifestyle and about choices, because this also comes in other flavors. So if you have chocolate, if chocolate's your issue, if you've got through maybe the alcohol and you've replaced it with sugar, now might be time to replace your sugar with a protein drink in your flavour. Chocolate, mint chocolate, they've got various different ones. And so instead of reaching for that, which is going to take you on a downward spiral, you reach for this. And when it's filled with the vitamins and minerals, your energy just comes. You think, oh, I've had that chocolate milkshake, but then you feel like you've got energy, because it's feeding you. And then you're making the right food choices when it comes to that, because you're not empty. And like that weak, empty feeling where you would just grab something, that doesn't happen because you're feeding yourself, right? And you're starting this self-care journey from the inside out. So I could talk about it all day. Actually, I've avoided talking about this because I didn't want to lose focus on what my page was about. I want to be supporting you, but I want you to see how it's the whole picture. It's not just stop drinking over here and then this is over here. It's going to support you. It's going to support you in whichever way you need it, right down to the fact that you can make friends, because all of the training, which I haven't actually had time to get into yet, all of the training is online. So you could spend your evenings learning, you know, about this and growing your income, growing your network. And it might not be that it's going to be able to replace your full-time job at first, but it's something to do and it's something to learn about, and it's giving you that new hopeful direction in a new future. If that's something that's keeping you stuck and keeping you drinking, you know, if you're sitting thinking, well, you don't understand because my job is so stressful, you know, well, here you go. I'm giving you a getter. I'm giving you another option. This could be something that you did part-time with the long-term goal of this taking over your full-time job, right? And then that would be your sober goal. Your sober goal isn't to be sober. Your sober goal would be to replace your income, right? And so then I would help you with that. See? That's the idea. And then whilst I'm busy helping you with that one-to-one, my recorded stuff, the Susies and the Ollies and the Bessies can be obviously learning that through the recordings or the email program, because I have a program what you would get an email every day for 45 days delivering the program to you. And that would support you at the very beginning of your journey. And now I'm talking about the people who are sober. Now what? Now what's for me? You know, what can I do about this job? What can I do with this energy that I've got? What can I do on in the evening instead? Because I'm not tempted to drink, but I'm bored. You know, so these are the things that I'm offering you as a solution to the problems that stopping drinking has created for you. One more thing on that one is these fizz sticks. So imagine the scenario. You go and you meet up with your friends and everyone's having a cocktail or everyone's having a drink, and you just get yourself water and you pour this in. You rip the top off and you pour it in. It's like powder and it's a refreshing fizzy. You can get orange flavour or lemon and lime. And it's like a pick-me-up. So I would have one of them. I don't have them every day. I haven't had one for ages, if I'm honest. But I used to rely on these, on that, you know, like 3 o'clock slump. Instead of having a coffee in the afternoon, I would have one of these. And again, it gives you more of like a refreshing taste and a little bit of energy. So that afternoon, oh, 5 o'clock, I want a glass of wine. That never came. I kind of sailed through that because I didn't have that energy dip from the coffee. Do you see what I mean? So it's a little bit like when you've got a little baby. When you've got a baby and you're trying to get them on a system. You start with the breakfast, right? You have this with your breakfast, which stops you from eating the wrong things that make you have that energy slump. That makes you reach for a coffee. And if you did need a coffee, you have one of these instead. And this will get you through that energy slump at 5 o'clock when you would normally be reaching for a glass of wine, right? So it's about just changing your pattern and your system. And these are the sorts of things and tips. If you come forward to me in the emails, which are generic, and you reply and said, oh, I'm coming up, I've failed 3 days because of this situation. Every day when I get home, I'm absolutely shattered. I'm really tired and I really need to just some energy to get us through the bedtime routine. And that's the only way that I can do it. It's saying, right, let's take it a step earlier. What are you doing? Instead of having a coffee, have something like this. Instead of having like a sugary breakfast, have something like this, so that you've got that energy, and it's real energy. It's real. And then you're going to sleep better because you just sleep better because you've set yourself up. It's the same as when you have a little baby and you're trying to get your baby into a routine, right? So all of these products will help you on your mission, if your mission is to cut out wine in chapter 2022. Right, I'm not sure about the curly whirliness, but we're going to keep going with the makeup. Oh, right, this isn't Arbonne. This is just my eyeliner. And this mascara is Flaunty, which is another brand that I can also hook you up with. Right? So tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? And what's going on for you today? Did you sail through your sober Christmas? Or did you drink at every shift? Either way, what we're doing for chapter 2022. Are you joining me on this health-seeking behaviour? Are you going to be a dry January? Dry January. Dry January. Right, my opinion on dry January. Okay, everyone goes, I do dry January, so that means I'm all right. No, because what happens is we use willpower, and you can stay in all of January, or you can go, ooh. But actually, I think it's different. It's not about staying in now. Staying in is the new going out. So staying in isn't the answer for dry January. Boom. That's just a new one, isn't it? That's different, because going out, for me, dry January is you stay in, just stay in and you get through it. But actually, that might not be as easy now because we've stayed in. Staying in isn't the problem. We blame going out. If only I just didn't go out, and then we're drinking in the house. So we need to look at that actually. Is it willpower? Because willpower, you're biting your knuckles and you really, really want a drink, but you're stopping yourself from having a drink that you really, really want. You're denying yourself something that you still desire, something that you still really, really want. My way is different. My way is looking at, why do you want that? What is it that you believe that's going to change if you have that? And did it work? So it's not about saying don't have it. It's about saying have it, but make a note of why you're having it, and then explore, did it work? So if you drank at Christmas, like, you know, did it work? Did it make things better? Could you have imagined not drinking? Did you try not to? And then did you drink? At what point did you drink? What happened? Because that's the juice. That's where the information is. It's not about just not looking there and going, oh, I'll try again. Look and think, well, what was it? What was it that made us believe that it would enhance the experience? What was it that I was believing? Did I believe that I needed it to connect with my family? Or did I drink it so that I could be in the same room as my family? Like, what were you numbing out? What feeling was it that you were numbing out? Or was it just the whole, well, it's Christmas, like, so that's just what we do? Like, are you ready to explore that and say, well, why? Why? You know, the kids aren't drinking, they're having a great time. The dog's not drinking, he's all right. You know, why do we feel like we need to be drinking? And then what happens if we don't? If it's something that you really, really want, what is it that you want about it? Why are you attracted to that? Right? It's just questioning. Right, what colour lipstick do you think I should put on? We might as well go Arbonne again. Oh, hang on, because what we've got, you see, we've got Arbonne, but we've also got, see, this purple. It's a bit, no, I'm not in the mood for that today. I like it, but not today. Ooh. Then we've got Flaunty. We're like, look at that. Oh, that's me summer one. That's a nice one. I like that, but I'm not in the mood for that today either. Red. No, I'm not in the mood for that. I'm actually considering taking my Christmas tree down. Is it too sharp? What do you think? I think we'll just go with that one. This is turning into be a favourite. Just like an everyday one. That's called Camellia. Camellia. And then I'll just take some of that and put it on there to give ourselves a little bit of blusher on there. I like to do that. Right, my hair now. We'll just let that dry. We'll let that dry, we will, and see what happens. So, that's me and me telly shopping. What do you reckon? Let us know what you think. Let's have a look. I'll put my specs on and have a bit read. Good. Had a fully sober Christmas, not a drop drank by Bridget. Woohoo! I meant to say, oh late. I went to everything I normally go to, but with no booze. I did drive a fair bit though, so happy about this. And people kept saying how well I look. Get in, Claire. Oh, Claire, not a drink. I just can't do it. One drink makes me ill. Never bothered me. Good motivational speech, Claire. Thank you, Claire. Right. So, let me know what you're up to. When's the next challenge? What have we got to get through next? Is it New Year? And on it goes, and on it goes, and on it goes. So, you drank at Christmas. Does that mean you have to drink at New Year? Let us know where you're at. Where's your head at? All right? And I'll put on a recommended cart so you can go shopping if you fancy a bit shopping this afternoon. Bye from me.